Hey everybody, J.R. Fisher here. Good Thursday afternoon, or at least it's afternoon here on the West Coast. It may be, I don't know, probably a little earlier, later on the East Coast, about 3 hours. I just wanted to jump in real quick and talk to you about some technology. You know, this kind of came about. I want to tell you a story first, and then I'm going to tell you how you can win with technology, okay? But it all came about. I was in a group the other day, and there's something kind of new on YouTube, and I did a video on it. And the kind of new thing was that you can now put hashtags on YouTube. You can actually put them down in the description. And when you do, this is really super cool, guys, it throws them on top of your title in the YouTube video. So it gives you that little extra. First, it gives you a whole extra line. I guess you could also put them in the headline, but if you put them in the headline, you're using up some of your space there, and you don't want to do that. But anyhow, it puts them up at the top. So I thought this is super cool because people can actually search by hashtag, and I put a couple of my videos in and did it on there, and they instantly came up. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I got to share this. And you think everybody would be happy, wouldn't you? You'd think everybody would be thrilled. But no, there's always a guy. And the guy says, you know what? I was thinking about this, and it may work, but I wonder how many people are really going to search hashtags on YouTube. I wonder if they really do it. It may be a waste of time. And I kind of laughed because I thought to myself, and well, matter of fact, I did reply to him. I said, you know, it may or may not work. I don't know. Well, actually, it is working on my videos. But, you know, it's kind of like, who would have thought that you'd be buying groceries and couches from Amazon when they were a bookseller? And that's where this technology thing comes about, guys. Because you can't imagine it, because you don't think it's going to work, doesn't mean you shouldn't try to do it, right? I mean, there's some super cool technology out there, and I promise you some of it will not work. But you know what? I also promise you that some of it will work. And if you try a lot of things, you're going to have a lot of success. And I'm thinking about a lot of people out here now who, you know, are famous, and I'm thinking of people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Elon Musk. You know, all of those guys were innovators. All of those guys did things that most people thought would never work. There's a famous quote from Henry Ford, who started the Ford company, of course, and he changed the really course of the nation and the world with automobiles. And he said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have told me faster horses, right? So they couldn't even imagine what was in his head and what was going on. And I'm not saying you got to go out and change the world and create things. I'm saying embrace some of the new stuff that's out there. Give it a shot. Now, you can't try everything, and I suggest you investigate it. And I did. You know, this little hashtag trick. I looked around, you know, on YouTube, and I found some more people doing it, and I saw that it was working, and I'm like, well, heck, why not give it a try? And of course, it is working, and that's a pretty cool thing. Now, if you think that you're going to avoid failure by not trying things, all you're going to do is avoid success. I promise you, you know, failure is that's just part of it. That's where it comes from. And I've taken some notes here, so I may look down a little bit. But you know this guy named Elon Musk? You've heard of him, right? Let me tell you a few things that Elon Musk did. He unsuccessfully tried to get a job at Netscape in 1995. They said, no, we don't want you. Okay, and Netscape was around then. I don't even think they're around now. In 1996, he was kicked out as CEO of his own company in a company called Zip2. They kicked him out. They said, no, you're no good. The first PayPal, which is what he started, first PayPal product was voted as one of the 10 worst business ideas ever in 1999. That's what they said about PayPal. Well, look where that's gone. Now, he made a little bit of money, and in 1999, he bought himself a nice McLaren F1 worth $1 million, and then went out and totaled the car. Okay, so this is his route right now. He was also kicked out from PayPal while on honeymoon in 2000. So he kind of had it tough. He almost died of cerebral malaria in 2000, but he had a sense of humor about it. You know what he did? He says, vacations can kill you. So in 2001, the Russians, he went to Russia because he wanted to become this rocket guy, right? Russia refused to sell him rockets to send mice, right? Or plants to Mars. That's what he wanted to do. They thought he was insane. They said, no, we're not going to do that. 2002, the Russians turned him down again and said, in their words, young boy, no. He started a company called SpaceX just after that. Now, in 2006, you say, well, he had it made. He started this rocket company. Everything went smooth. Everything went fine. No, the first ever rocket launch was an explosion in 2006. It just blew up. In 2007, though, he said, well, I'm going to try again. In 2007, the second rocket launch he did also exploded. It blew up too. Okay, 2008, he did his third rocket launch. And this time, of course, what happened? He got NASA to put their stuff on it, and it exploded also. Okay, critical failure. December 2008, right? Both Tesla and SpaceX were on the brink of bankruptcy. He had started those companies, but they weren't doing well. And then he had his first rocket failure while landing in the ocean in 2013. So he didn't get that right either. Tesla Model S has several problems and had a spontaneous battery combustion in 2014. He kept going. The fourth rocket explosion at launch, second and third explosions when landing on a drone ship were in 2015. Okay, so that's his success so far. Model X Model X in 2016 had delivery delays of 18 months. Didn't seem to faze him. 2016, his fifth rocket explosion at launch with Facebook satellites for Africa on board was worth $300 million, and they went up in smoke. They said they couldn't rule out that the explosion wasn't caused, Elon Musk, by a UFO. The fourth, fifth, and sixth critical failures while landing on a drone ship happened in 2016. Now, okay, after going through that, at the end of all this, Elon Musk mastered the art of failing successfully. His net worth is now $14.8 billion. So I ask you, if you think that you can avoid failure by not trying things, all you're doing is avoiding success, because that's what it's all about, right? I mean, I can't count how many products, how many funnels, how many emails, how many sales letters didn't work. But I can also count a bunch that did. And when I count those, they way outweigh the other ones. And the one thing I think that really has helped me is embracing technology. Right now we use something called Kartra, and I'll put a link in there. But Kartra is amazing because it does my funnels, it does my list, it does emails, it does landing pages, it does video, it does all this stuff for less than all these other softwares I was paying for. 8 of them, as a matter of fact. And I will put a link in later on how you can actually get this software for $1, which is pretty cheap, So, I promise you're going to have some failures. That's just the way it is. The thing is, if you don't do this, you're going to wonder over and over if things work. And I did a video the other day on ideas, and ideas don't really mean a whole lot. But I will put this in front of you. If I told you that you could not fail, it would be impossible. What would you try? What would you try? And I bet it would be a lot of different things. So here's my suggestion to you. Kind of get that in your head. That failure thing is just part of it. You got to get it out of the way. You're going to have a lot of them. And they don't stop. It's not like you get to a certain point in your life, you go, well, I've already done my failures. Everything's going to be cool from here on. It's not going to be. That's just the way it is. But the cool thing is you get some successes too. And I'm going to read a quote to you real quick before I get out of here. Winston Churchill, I thought this was amazing, so I wrote it down. He says, success consists of going from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. Something to think about, isn't it? Are you still enthusiastic? Do you still want to try things? I hope so, because if you just sit back and wait to the bitter end, that ain't no fun. That ain't no fun at all. So, get out there, try some of these things, embrace some of these technologies. Some of you don't have a product to sell, so what I did in the link is a book I wrote. You can grab it really cheap. I think it's like $5 or something like that. But if you click on that link, it's a book, and I mean, this is like 40 pages. You could read this in an afternoon, and it will tell you 4 steps to finding profitable and popular products to sell online. So go grab that book. It's a really good book. There's also an audio version. You know, if you want to get the audio version, you can do that. You can drive down the street and, you know, to and from work in a day, and you're going to already know all that information. You can jump out there and make some money. Now, here's what I'm going to ask of you. Share this video. Give me a comment down there. Let me know what you've tried. I mean, if you've had some failures, if you've had some successes, tell me about it. Let me know what's going on. If I can help you in any way, you know, put that comment in there. Even if you're not watching this live, let's say you see it an hour later, a day later. I know people have schedules now. They can't hang around and wait for me to do a live video. But, you know, when you see it, put a comment in there, a question in there. I'll be happy to help you out. Love to hear what you got to say. Don't forget to share it if you're watching this on Facebook. You want to share it. You want to like it, right? People will think you're cool if you share cool stuff. That's right. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to share it, like it, and there's a little bell. You need to click that bell. The purpose of clicking that bell is so that you will get notified every time I do a new video. So it's really simple, really cool, right? Don't forget to do that. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.